Squatters, salutation. I hope everyone is super cool. A lot is happening at the EFF. And so I believe with the story is out now, everybody knows. But manje ngicela ukuthi nibe patient kancane so that I can quickly read this. So we can talk about this specific letter from the EFF. I'm just going to get into the actual details of the letter, not the heading and whatsoever. The Economic Freedom Fighters has received a voluntary resignation of fighter Yazini Tejana and fighter Dr. Ndlozi as representatives of the EFF in the Parliament of South Africa. The voluntary request to be released from deployment, which was sent to the Secretary General of the EFF consecutively and within days of each other, expressed gratitude to the EFF to the opportunity to serve the organization and the people of South Africa. The EFF has accepted the respective voluntary request to be released from deployment of the two fighters who have diligently served the organization in their respective deployment since the EFF has had representation in the legislative sphere. Fighter Tejana has served in the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature and subsequently to Parliament of South Africa, while fighter Ndlozi has served in the National Assembly since 2014. They have both been exemplary in their deployments and acted as commendable public representatives. This is to confirm ukuthi Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has actually resigned as the Member of Parliament. So he has not actually left the EFF. Now we have got so many questions because he is still with the EFF, and then but he has requested to be released from his duties as the MP. Now it begs so many questions, because here I think someone who was drafting this letter, a public letter which everybody knows, this person deliberately mentioned repeatedly the word voluntary. This is what I picked up when I was going through this letter. And it shows something is not really right. I don't know, maybe I'm just being overreactive to this, but I'm a bit worried why this word voluntary is being emphasized, in a sense that I have a question, did Mbuyiseni Ndlozi voluntarily resign as an MP, or he was forced? I mean, sometimes in a workplace, the circumstances can force you to resign. Your bosses can force you to resign, maybe for some reasons that you are having a damaged relationship which is irreparable. We all know what Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has gone through a lot recently with the CIC. And umuntu njengo Julius Malema, EFF yakhe, literally. So if umkasula, I mean, you're gonna have tough time. You can imagine. It's like having a boss at work that you don't really get along with. And then I think people will now start to believe me when I said the damage that Floyd has caused is quite irreparable. I mean, he caused really a huge damage to Ndlozi's political career. People will try to justify it, anyhow. What Floyd went to one of the podcasts and saying, I don't know, maybe it was a public announcement or what, I can't really remember. But he mentioned that Ndlozi knew he was exiting, and somehow intelligence managed to find they also had closed doors meetings, behind the scenes. And this whole thing of Floyd leaving, there's two things in that. It's either they have really had a conversation before Floyd could exit the EFF, or Floyd was just pushing a smear campaign, was just assassinating his character, Ndlozi's character, because sometimes someone can lie about you on something that you never did, and everyone happens to believe, and something which is easy to believe. So it's so sad, this is what it is. And then he is heading towards exiting the EFF. I mean, for him to request to be released as an MP, I think it's not something you can do voluntarily. It's either if he did it maybe under tremendous pressure, under a severe pressure. Hey bro, you need to shape up or ship out. So do you stay or you want to leave? And probably the trust is broken. There was no way Ndlozi could stay. It was actually long overdue for him to resign as an MP. MP to leave the EFF itself, to leave the EFF, because if he will remain in the EFF, it's like you're demoting yourself. What is he actually going to do? Are they going to utilize him for door-to-door campaign? So it's more like now, it will look more like the EFF is punishing him because, he knew Floyd is about to exit. Floyd. So it's more like, okay, you need now to step down as an MP. You need to resign there. So you are on the ground and you need pants, and then and 80% of times you will never get back to your position. You sabotage this thing. It's a slow poison. It's gonna torture him. I think if Ndlozi remains in the EFF, he stands to face further embarrassments, because you will be speaking to the members on the ground. They will say, when I go to parliament, and in politics is cruel. Say, yeah, but Julius Malema doesn't trust you anymore. That's why you are here on the ground. You were there at the parliament earning a salary and all of that. And nobody would appreciate and wish for themselves to downgrade. It's not easy. Even when you are employed or something, then you lose your job or what, then you need to downgrade. Or push a number 7, push a number 4, what, downgrade a car, downgrade a house and all of that. It's not easy. So Floyd caused this damage, but we don't blame him, because every man for himself in politics. And then I want to see how Ndlozi will handle this, because it's going to be a mammoth task for him. It is going to be a challenge, and I don't know what happened there, but I have a feeling Julius Malema might have forced Ndlozi when I acquire, so you need to resign there. And so the next step is to leave the EFF. So that's the impression we are getting, because it's showing that the relationship is not repairable. It cannot be repaired. It cannot be resuscitated. Baby life support, manje they are unplugging all those machines so that they can suffocate him. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is someone who's very smart. We can't really argue on that, and he's well educated. He has got a PhD from VETS, And then, he has pushed, academically, he's well balanced. But now, somebody who has never been employed his whole life and now having to start all over, it wouldn't be as easy as being a politician. So I'm trying to weigh both options actually. What is the way forward for Ndlozi? Because for him to no longer be in parliament, what are you going to do? What will your task be? I mean, makhulunywa on serious talks in boardroom when you're not there, because clearly he wouldn't really be part of the discussions. Whatever that will be discussed, he wouldn't really be part of the discussions. It's so sad, but at the same time, it's a political lesson for him. Maybe I should have done things differently or what. Mina, I do blame ukuthula kwakhe, his silence. Although abantu abenza umsindo, yes, you don't have time to try and talk and silence them and justify yourself and all of that. But in a political space, I don't see him re-emerging again and becoming that pioneer that we used to know. I mean, he was good with singing, he's featured in many EFF songs, and he was bringing the energy to the EFF. So, man, it's so sad because I'm trying to think, okay, when he exits the EFF finally, when he makes that decision, where is he going to go? Is he going to the MKP? When he gets there, he's going to be Floyd's junior. And another thing, it will be too obvious that, but you should have done that long time ago. Busamele, you should have left, by the way. Kahle kahle bekumele uhambe no Floyd nje. Manje uyathuka, qalelwa iskelem uyathuka, and then when wahlala wathi I think into December, and it's really going to be too obvious because what Julius Malema said on his first speech after Floyd left the EFF, those who also want to go, what are you waiting for? Leave now. It will be clear what he was referring to Ndlozi. So we wait to see. But resigning as an MP, I'm worried. I'm very much worried about it. So it can never be a voluntary, just voluntary. So someone who was drafting that letter was very careful how he actually or she actually constructed the sentences, and it's a cordial letter, by the way. It's a very friendly letter. There's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't automatically mean Abu Julius Malema and the likes, the rest of his team are happy. We know but the letter is just friendly with thank you for the service. What? It's when you have a horrible or a bitter relationship with your employer. The day that you leave and they say we wish you well for your future endeavors and everything, but they know with their bags on that I am that's the feeling that I get. Behind closed doors, there's a war inside the EFF. And then I did another episode saying EFF is actually bleeding membership. I don't know, maybe I stand to be corrected. There's no way scientifically it can be correct that the political party is losing members and at the same time is growing. People were like, yeah, but it's not losing membership. No, they are losing. It's a loss. Any member that leaves the party is a loss. And some people are influential. People like Abu Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, he's going to live with people. If he leaves the EFF, he's going to live with his own masses, because he's the people's pay and all of that. So it's a very difficult situation. I don't know, but let's wait and see from here. Where is he going? How will he actually operate inside the EFF structures? But it's a demotion. To me, personally, according to me, it's a demotion. Thank you for watching, Squatters. Nibe Grant. push that notification bell, and subscribe. And thank you for watching my content. I'm really proud, man. I'm really grateful. At least there are people who takes their time and watch my content and kumnandi must engage. Thank you, squatters. Sure.